Yeah. Is there still a space for some solo agents?
So my belief, and I spend I spend a lot of time in real estate, but my belief is that I try to help people move out of ego, which is like small mind. I can only do everything. Nobody can do it as well as I can, into big mind, like consciousness with, hey, there's different ways to see life. There's different ways to do life. And once we move there, we can move healthily into collective. So I think there's a lot of people who still want to believe the real estate industry is what it used to be. There's a buyer, a seller, there's an agent. And it is so much more multifaceted, so much more sophisticated than that. It's only going to get more sophisticated than that. So my belief is like you need a team. It takes a team. It's one of our beliefs. And I don't think that the true solo agent, I also don't think we really have too many true solo agents anymore. You have a brokerage, you have admin, you have your mortgage brokers you trust. Like, you need a close-knit team to survive in real estate, but team is the byproduct of growth, right? Like, how are you going to grow and not leverage? How are you going to do this? You stay stuck in ego, you stay stuck. Costs you a lot of money. Like, we know this, right? Anything I think I'm better than other people at is costing me a lot of money. For sure. Let's just say it that way.
And you could just delegate it to somebody and focus in on your core strengths and what you kind of enjoy. When you're talking about the team, I'm very curious. Who's the first person, a solo agent, when they're a solo agent, they want to grow a team, who's the first person that they should bring on?
Well, I have like a 99% answer, and then I'll have my 1% answer.
I want to hear them both.
99% answer, it's an unlicensed admin, because they need to build out their system. And it's also the most resisted hire, because, I mean, I know I call it cash flow is queen. And I believe that, like, if you got traction in the market, you can make money. But I mean, people resist it. So like, I need to recruit agents because there'll be cash flow. It's like, you don't have the value proposition or the organization to bring on the agents, right? So yeah, definitely 99% of the time, let's build out your foundation, because you're doing all these tasks and you'd be worth whatever it is, $200, $400, $1,000 an hour, and you're doing, doesn't matter, $20, $30, $50 an hour work. And it's not that we don't value those people. We need them, we love them, but your business isn't as strong because you're demoting yourself.
So let's stick on this unlicensed assistant for a second. What are you suggesting that this unlicensed assistant helps with?
And I love that you bring this up, because some people are like, do you have a set job description? Yes, we have a sample one, but I'm a big believer in collecting like talent, right? So I need to know what I'm really good at in order to customize what I'm going to have them do. But 99% of the time, I mean, they can do your organic social posting, they're creating your process, your CRM, they're doing all your paperwork, your deal records, they're doing everything as much as possible that is unlicensed for them to do. But if there's something that you uniquely love, you might hold on to the marketing and organic posting, because for years, this is why I still have multiple channels, because I like to express myself as an artist. So I'm like, just let me do stuff.
I still post everything.
But they post on everything else. But I have mine that I post.
Well, no, like in all my profiles, the only thing my team actually posts is on the audio platforms and on the YouTube channels, because the files are too big.
So that tells me you're good at it and you like it. And
well,
it
I actually enjoy it because I got my my thumb to it. The odd time, like, I might need to post something, and I'll look over to my assistant and say, "Parsa, do me a favor, man. Just post this." Sure. But I have the write up for you. I have everything. Just post it. But let me choose what's going to be going up on the platform. So I totally continue.
So that's a perfect example, though. That's like what we call a genius area. So if you have a genius area, hold it. But there are other people who we know never post anything. Like, their admin can at least have something going on. So we have a generic job description. We always have them customize it, because we find if you're using HR people and you try to fully leverage it, bad things happen. Because then they come into the team, you don't know exactly what they're supposed to do. You don't know what to train them on. So, I mean, we spend a lot of time like helping people hire, interviewing, and then onboarding and training. And then how do you set up your CRM? Like, a lot of our people work with Follow Boss, whatever you work with is fine. Yeah. But like, what are all those plans? Because again, I want an integrated system, not a piecemeal system. So we're building it out.
Now, so my answer is always an assistant. The only thing that I added to it about 5 years ago now was an executive assistant. Oh, sure. And the reason I say that is because I actually, and this is not, people who really know me, they know I'm not bougie. I'm not that person. I don't have time for that. Like, I wear the same thing every single day. Like, I just got new shoes, so that's why I'm wearing them. But other than that, it's the same jeans, it's the same shirt kind of thing. Same color, I should say. The reason I went executive assistant is because I found that I was still doing things that needed to be done in my personal life that didn't need me to do them. Yeah. And that really, I always say that content creation was probably the biggest game changer in my business, but I think it's 1A. I think the top, like number one is the executive assistant, because I don't even have like a computer. I haven't touched a computer in 5 years. I don't have an MLS authenticator. I haven't been on MLS for now coming up to 5 years because I taught my assistants how to do it. They can pull out up all the listings. But like I was sitting at a car dealership for 3 hours once because that they couldn't get me a car. I couldn't get a rental. I'm sitting there. Yeah, I could do some work, but there's people around. And the second I got like my assistant, he drops it off. She would drop it off. Like it just should be taken care of. I'm able to do more of this. I'm able to get on the phone and grow the business and actually do the stuff that I like to do. Right. Absolutely. And so I think I completely agree with you. More people. What is it that you think stops people? Is it what I generally hear is, Jazz, I don't got the, and let me just throw out kind of a number. Let's just call it 50,000, for example. Sure. Okay. Just for argument's sake. Check on Indeed, check on LinkedIn. You can see what people are paying these days. Figure it out. Just for a round number, let's call it 50,000. I hear people say, I don't have that 50,000 right now to actually pay. For me, it's, you got to figure that out because I can guarantee you once you start paying the $4,000 a month to someone, it's going to free up so much more time, not for you to chill at home watching Netflix, but to actually bring in business. But what are you hearing from people that stops them?
Oh, it's such an important conversation, right? We go from solopreneur into expansion into teampreneur, and people like to think we go solo to teampreneur. In my experience, we don't at all. And
so
what you're solopreneur to expansion to teampreneur. So part of the expansion is exactly that. How do business owners look at their business? How do they think about financials? How do they organize their money? Like the number of teams who come to us and I look at their budgets and I'm like, you're not going to be able to stop selling ever. Like this plan doesn't, no one's going to buy this business. You wouldn't buy this business right now, but they don't want to change their compensation plans. It's like, I can't change math, right? I sound so warm and fuzzy. I can't change your math. But anyway.
Give it to my people real fucking hard. I like it. They need it because we can't coddle people at all times. There's a nice way of doing it. But so keep going.
To me, nice is like helping you get where you want to be, but that's okay. So, end of the day, it's like, I don't want to pay somebody $50,000, but wait, you're paying yourself $250,000 right now because you're spending half your time doing those things. So you're the business owner and you're paying yourself $250,000 to do those tasks. Is that a smart business move? So we moved from that gross commission income talk, which kills everybody's business, into net income and profitability in a true way, like a normal business, not like they say in real estate where like you make all the money for your sales and then like a true business model. It really, really helps people move over. But what you're saying, you said something I want to comment on because it's so crucial. We know statistically speaking, particularly in Canada, women entrepreneurs will leverage and hire at half the rate of men. And it's a really important thing to think about, right? Because when we're trying to nurture female leaders, they're doing on average 4 times more domestic work, managerial work at home, and then they're doing half the help at work, and they're saying, why can't I compete? Why can't I grow? Why am I so burnt out? That's why I have really low overhead at home. Because I'm like, I need to be able to compete like for my dreams, but on a world stage, right?
Right.
So we need to know this and hear this because like, why aren't we leveraging and leaning in and getting help when we need to? Because the average solopreneur talks about cost. The teampreneur talks about investment, and I've heard you talk about this as well. And this is the multiplier effect. It's not a cost if you're costing yourself more by doing what you're doing now. You have more lost opportunity costs than you're going to have investment costs, which are going to pay you back.
100%.
And that's the strategist mindset, right, of a business owner.
Well, yeah. I mean, we just invested into all brand new equipment in this room.
Sure.
Everything in this room is brand new. Yes. I just want to make sure before I said that. And some of the team was, and I love them because they don't want me to go nuts and spend a lot of money where I don't have to and waste it. And I let them know that, look, guys, we are going to invest into brand new equipment because it's going to do a couple of things. Number one, we're going to be able to stay up with the times, and we're shooting in, so we shooting 4K now and stuff, or what are we doing? We shoot we've been shooting HD. Okay. And so we got brand new cameras, and brand new mics. And not only are we going to be able to stay up with the times, we're also going to attract bigger people because they know that we're taking it seriously, right? Like the sign behind you was $2,000. Not necessarily. Not everybody will say that was a good way to spend money. Yeah, right? Like that sign there. We legit made a movable wall, 8-foot wall in a condo space to invest because I know the return on this is going to be 100x, because I've already seen it at a smaller scale with what we invested into, like with our older mics and our older cameras. Now actually having its own space, we're not running around, and we would be doing a condo project launch, and then within 5 minutes we would try to switch that room into a podcast, and shit got lost. We lost maybe a lead here, like things happen. Now this is set just for content creation, right? And so rather than, and you mentioned, and I appreciate, maybe I'm sure you saw a video or something where I said that, like, you can't look at this as an expense. It's nice that you get to write it off and all that. That's really cool. But you have to look at this as an investment, because the possible returns could be massive when it comes to your business, what you can actually get back, right?
Yeah.